the first thing I discovered about being on a team was I have to serve the song. If you want to be good at something, you got to put in the time. You got to work hard. When you bring me into your organization, I'm going to motivate, I'm going to entertain, I'm going to educate, I'm going to play rock and roll drums with rock and roll music. Everybody's going to leave with something.
I love the shirt. I love the boots. Kenny, always a pleasure. John Fogerty, ladies and gentlemen.
I motivate my audiences from my experiences playing with people like Sting, Elton John, people like Buddy Guy, Ray Charles, Avril Lavigne, Michelle Branch. To do your homework. Now, I'm like famous for this. Just ridiculous amounts of work.
Now, I don't want to tell you how to do your business. I think your drummer may be a little anemic.
And boom, boom. And for some of you out there, very special people out there, kaboom for you. Welcome to LinkedUp on LinkedIn. I don't even know where I am, so I'm so excited because I can't stand it. We're on LinkedIn. We are on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube. We're on every little word, Twitch, everything.com. We're out there. We're rocking and rolling. I'm Peter Clarke, Red TV. And of course, you can see I am super pumped. I can't stand it. I love this guy. We've done some shows together before. Finally got him away from his drum kit and his studio. Actually, he's in his studio, but certainly away from drumming for a few minutes to talk with us today. And this guy's unbelievable. Okay, so first of all, for anyone who's on LinkedIn, the fact that he's on LinkedIn and you can reach out to him on LinkedIn, that's pretty cool. Okay, that's pretty cool. So that's the focus of today's show, just so everybody knows that. I mean, it's everyone knows Kenny's musical career. If you don't, all you have to do is Google him and you'll see like rock and roll royalty show up. So it's all really good. But voted top 100, I guess, drummers of all time by Rolling Stone magazine. I mean, he's played on with records that sold over 300 million records and units sold. He's played with the who's who of everybody. I mean, come on, John Mellencamp, Paul McCartney, John Bon Jovi. You know, my hair is stuck in 1987. I totally get that. Springsteen, are you kidding me? Come on. And now, of course, he's doing all kinds of different things. He's a speaker, author, of course, a drummer, and so on. And please, I'm just so excited to welcome my good friend, Mr. Kenny Aronoff. How are you?
Great, man. That's such an amazing intro you put together. That's amazing. And I like your new intro, the one with it's so cool. The high tech with the girl comes out. It's amazing.
Oh, cool,
so you do great work, man. That's amazing what you do.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Listen, thank you for taking the time out today. I mean, seriously, I know that we've talked about it to get you on this show and so on, about your scheduling and the recording schedule that you're on right now. But today we're going to talk a little bit more about another vertical that you're going into, I think have gone into, which is virtual speaking. You are a speaker and you have been in the past, but now you've had to move it virtually. And we're going to talk about that. One thing I just want to mention to everybody out there who is tuning in, we super appreciate you being here. We have been having so much interesting pleasures with the internet today. So if you do hear a little bit of echoing, we are aware of it, just so you know, and we hope it's not too distracting for you. If it is, our apologies, but we got to keep rocking and rolling because it's a live show. And Kenny knows the show has to go on. It's as simple as that. It's just got going on. So I'm going to throw up a couple quick one-liners from everybody just to show you, Kenny. We got a it's always global with you. It's always global. Look at that. Boom. Right from Brazil.
Wow,
right. Gotta love that. You gotta like that. Carmine, good to see you there. Fantastic. Barry Robinson in the house. Boom. There he is, the man. Kenny, watch him from Texas. Hey, watch him from Texas. Always love that. Listen, Shane from Ireland. Shane, just so you know. Yeah, right. My liver's
I like the little snare drum and little. It looks like you got little heads of me with the glasses.
Right, fantastic.
I like that.
Naples, Florida. Some more hellos right there. Let's see who else we got tuning in right here. Tama Starter Kit. Someone talk about their stem. I still love my Tama Starter classic birch that Kenny personally played in Toronto. Oh,
wow,
that's cool. There you go. Some memories right there. Just throwing a whole bunch up, Kenny, because we have a lot to get to right now. Boston in the house. Always,
man. Tom Brady.
Right, Massachusetts all day long. We got Lexington, Kentucky. We got Connecticut here. We got Dallas. Oh, and that's Sarah. Oh, I didn't mean to go by Sarah. I haven't seen Sarah. Yeah, she's awesome. Okay, enough of me jumping all over. Kenny, first of all, how are you, my friend? You and your family, everything okay? Everything safe and sound?
Great. Actually, I heard that you spoke to my mom recently. I call my mom every day, you guys. She's going to be 95 in March, and she Peter brought her on the show with me, and then they became friends. And my mom will say, "Yeah, I had a nice talk with Peter the other day." So that's very cool.
Listen, I love your mom. She, just so you know, she's privately adopted me. So I don't have my mom anymore. So Kenny, I'm just so envious that you get a chance to talk to your mom every day. And
she, I've got her into the NFL football. She said, so the other night she was a little tired and she told my sister to say, "Hey," I said, "Mom, are you playing football?" She says, "Yeah, I'm in left field with a glove." I went, "That's baseball."
I love it. No, she is sharp as a tack, and I just love speaking to her. So let's make sure we give her a shout out as well. I love her to death. I'm glad to hear your family is doing great. Now, listen, I know you've been super busy with recording and so on, and maybe we'll touch on that a little bit. So I don't want to bypass that, but I have so much to get to when we're talking about your beautiful setup there. So first of all, congratulations on the setup that you have, it looks super pro, which of course you are. It looks
got
super,
all this. I got
Look at that. I love it. You can switch it up yourself, all that kind of stuff. So let's talk about the fact that you are a virtual speaker. People can reach out to you. Hey, I'm going to put that up right now so everyone knows. Kenny is on LinkedIn. I mean, everybody, just so that you know, I'm going to put up your actual site so that people can see that along the bottom there. You are on there because you connect with a lot of C-suites, CFOs and CEOs and presidents and so on, who reach out to you and your organization to come in as a virtual speaker. Now, when you go out to talk to teams and talk to organizations, one of the key things that you love to talk about is teamwork. And I know that that's a big word for you and so on, in the sense of an anchor for what you talk about. You also talk about the key, the 3 C's of that: connect, communicate, and collaboration. So let's break those down a little tiny bit, if we will. Let's talk about teamwork to you. What does it mean to be a good team player for you?
Well, being a musician, whether you're on stage in a band or you're doing sessions, it's all about teamwork. I mean, it's like and that ties into the 3 C's, because let's just say I go into a session with Elton John, never met him. I have to go right to him and start connecting with him. I have to be able to then communicate, because in 45 minutes we're going to be collaborating. So it's not an effort for me to do this, but as I've stepped away from that and connected the dots, I'm now being able to understand, wow, I don't just get hired because I'm a talented drummer. I get hired because I motivate the room, because I save sessions. I can connect with the artist. I make the producer that hires me excited because he knows I can connect with that artist. And then in the Elton John situation, he asked me to go on tour a year later. Same with Bob Seger when I did his record. I come in, I connect, I smile. We have just a normal conversation. So when we're playing music, there's that sort of rapport, and it's not about me. It's about we. It's about the team. Listen, 𝙤𝙀𝙖 wrote this book recently called, Leading Without Authority. He talks about co-elevation. And the big takeaway I got about that term co-elevation is, it's basically, and I'm just paraphrasing, is like, if you were in my band, Peter, I would really, really want you to do a great job. I care about you doing a great job. I want you to want to do a great job. And I want you to want me to do a great job. Together, when we care about each other and we're doing a great job together, we are now on an epic team. Epic teams do epic work. The thing is, when it's about me or about you, then I could go in there and just like play the drums and, well, I did my part. But if the rest of the guys don't do the part, the team isn't going to get that song on the record that'll get on the radio to be a #1 hit. Because my purpose as a drummer is to, one thing, get the song on the radio to be a #1 hit. I can't do that alone. I need the team. I'm Tom Brady. I need that offensive line. I need receivers. I need a running back. I need defense. Point proven this year, Tampa Bay won. It was a team effort. So there you go.
Absolutely. No, I love that answer, because the reason why I jump right to that is because, again, as a speaker that goes out and talks to teams and organizations, that's one of the challenges, especially now in 2020, 2021, where all the teams are remote. It's very, very difficult at times to have a sense of connection, to have a sense of collaboration when you're physically distanced and so on. Now, I know that you do that as well when you do recordings, because right now, a lot of the times you will be sent the tracks. You'll do the tracks, with what was sent to you. You're collaborating. You have to communicate with that. Talk to us a little bit about that process for you, because I think that's very interesting, that parallels with your music career, but it also parallels with what C-suites and other people who are running businesses to bring their teams together. What's it like? How do you go about that? You obviously contact with the artist and you start that collaboration and communication.
Well, let me start by saying that, I've always adapted and adjusted and taken action to stay relevant. And when, back in 15 years ago, when the record sales, the selling of records and CDs, completely fell apart, then I realized that, oh my God, when they fell apart, when money wasn't coming, there were no budgets to fly me all over the world. I had drums in Nashville, New York, LA. I was living in Indiana. I had a lot of drums there. I had some in Germany and Japan. People would fly me all over the world. When the budgets tanked, when the record sales tanked, the budgets tanked. So I adapted, created this studio, saw the writing on the wall, and I thought, well, people are eventually going to be doing stuff more and more remotely, because a studio, the big studios can cost as much as $3,000 a day. Well, when I do my sessions here, people send me files. I don't charge for the studio. That's just a built-in thing. I charge a fee and I pay my engineer. And so what you get for this fee is my drum tracks on your demos. And this made it they send me a Pro Tools session or MP3s. Bottom line is I record drums on what they send me. I send 3 tracks back to them, and it's affordable for them. I get the job done. And so that business model was already in place when this pandemic happened. So I was able to, it's been nonstop. Now
you're able to adjust very quickly. Like, you already had it sort of in place. So it wasn't like a real big adjustment from the idea of being able to collaborate virtually, because that's what you've already set up. Now, I didn't mean to jump on. I just want to jump into something you just said. You talked about staying relevant. That's one of the things you're known for, your hard work ethic and your ability to stay relevant. So for people that are struggling, here in today's economy right now, to try to stay relevant, what does that mean for you when you say I've stayed relevant with my career, or you have to find ways to stay relevant? What do you mean by that?
Well, in the recording business, the relevant aspect was I realized I had to create a studio. I was hearing a little bit about this, but I jumped on it, and I tried to be, proactive and forward thinking. So I created the studio, which means investing in a lot of equipment, and I, asked questions, and I created the environment to do recording, which was kind of like, it was just beginning when I started to do it, but it became the relevant thing, especially right now. Same with speaking. As soon as that pandemic hit and my speaking engagements got postponed or canceled, I immediately started to take action, spoke to people, and now I got like 4 TV monitors in here. I've got 2 iPads, 3 computers. I got Pro Tools, run my drums. You can hear my drums from the great equipment I have in my control room. I mean, I am up and running. I got lighting. I got a guy from American Idol, Entertainment Tonight, to get the lighting just right. It's a work in progress. But the point is, it made it possible for me to be relevant and stay in business. And I even remember people saying, well, it's not going to last very long. And I went, I don't care. I'm going to take this chance and make sure that my goal last year was to be up and running and to have a virtual speech, be able to be virtual speaking in 2021. But I did get one last year, and I've already had one this year, and it's working. The business model's working. It's very gratifying to know that the concept of taking action and having a belief and making it happen is rewarded me with exactly the rewards I wanted.
Yeah. I love the idea that, like I said, you were able to kind of recognize the parallel between the two and knew what was coming down the pipe. So let me just throw in there's so many people jumping on the conversation here, my friend. I just want to make sure I throw out a couple more for you. There's someone, hey, talking about your mom. Hey, their mom was 95.
Lynn Katz.
Wow. There you go.
I've known Lynn since we were like, oh my God, maybe 12, 11.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, like 20 years then. Her 20 years. Carson City in the house right there. There's and Germany in the house. Germany. Kenny, anytime.
My God, I love it.
It goes
Germany.
around the world.
I was just speaking to a friend of mine that lives in Berlin. I'm going to teach her son, who's in his 40s, drum lessons. Virtual drum lessons. But this Marie lived literally half a mile from my house where I grew up in Stockbridge, where my mom lives right now.
Right on. Okay, let's just see. I'll go quick here through snowy Cincinnati. I know it's been crazy with snow. Are you getting pounded with snow, by the way? No, you're not. I know where you're enjoying it, right?
No, we're in California.
I knew that right there. A big hug from Chile. Look, end of the earth. Wow. I mean, come on, right?
I love Chile.
Oh, right.
I love it down in Santiago. I've had some great times there.
I bet. And
Owensboro. I used to do drum clinics down there all the time.
Is that right? There you go. See,
hey, Michael.
All over the place. I super love that. So lots of people tuning in. We super appreciate that. We are live on LinkedIn right now, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, believe it or not. Is whatever we can go out and broadcast on. Again, Kenny, like I said, I think what's fascinating about your career, first of all, the people you've played with. I mean, I put it along the bottom here. Maybe I'll just throw it back up so that people understand the magnitude that we're talking about. Of course, you're famous for John Mellencamp's band. Yeah. People don't know that you've played much longer now with John Fogerty, some guy in CCR, some little band. Wait till the kids hear that. Amazing, right? So 27, 28 years there. Yeah. But again, Bob Seger, Bob Dylan, John Bon Jovi, that was, and just so people know, the Young Guns 2 album is what we're talking about for that. So when you hear Blaze of Glory, that's that guy right there. So Rolling Stones and Sting and all kinds of different things. So you were able to stay relevant the entire time, and because of your work ethic. And I just wanted to push in that direction about creativity and innovation. That's another thing that you normally talk about.
Yes.
So creativity sort of speaks for itself, but I'm thinking that oh, hold on a second, Kenny Aronoff. I think I see a face there coming up in the green room. I don't know if I told you this, but we're going to have a special guest here for you. Did I?
Oh, really? Is it my mom? Is it my mom?
Hey, maybe we should. Hey, that'd be cool. But I do see a face there. I do see someone waiting in the green room, and as soon as I see the picture come up, I'm going to see if this person will join us. Just so you know, Kenny, I reached out to this person because you can't get 5 minutes with this person. They're so busy. They have so many different shows going on all the time, podcasts, live streams, live feeds. There's so much going on with this person all the time. I reached out and I begged and I said, just give me 5 minutes. Can you give me 5 minutes? Because you are the guru here. And I have a guy here that would love to chat with you. And the last time we were talking to this guy, The last time, so I'm giving it away now. The last time
you're giving it away, I think.
There was a little bit of energy there. There was a little bit of energy. I felt the energy, and I'm going to feel it again. I'm going to feel it again. There he is. There he is, the man, the legend. David Menzel, how are you, buddy?
Amazing. I saw this on my calendar. I saw this on my calendar. I'm like, who the hell books me for 5 minutes? These are my boys. They only want me for 5 minutes. What's up?
Well, I beg for 5, and because I know you do 15. Listen, you're online so much. So listen, super appreciate you taking the time to come join us. I always appreciate your content. Always learn so much. You're on Clubhouse, you do free trainings on Friday. It goes on and on, everybody. So let me just take full advantage of the 5 minutes. I'm going to throw a quick question at you, David, and then I'm going to throw it over to Kenny. Hopefully Kenny will think of something along the way here. Now listen, no doubt, as I said, you're one of the most active business coaches out there online right now. Every single day you're live with people, you're talking, and you know the temperature out there, if you will, the temperature of what people are feeling. So I'm just wondering, in the current state of the world and all of the things that you're communicating with people that you're communicating it with right now, what's the most common kind of question or request for advice that you're getting right now? And then what are you telling them right now?
Well, it's a world of thirds, right? And I think it always is. There's people that have, the right mindset, which is a growth mindset. There's the optimists. Then there's the stable people that aren't growing at all. And then there's the pessimist. And so I think there's 3 series of questions. One is, how can I take advantage of the great accelerated change that's going on? Or how can I stay safe, which is the stable question? And there's a variety of variants to these questions, but they're all based on an energy of scarcity, depending on what world they're living in. People living in a world of more than enough is, Dave, how can we continue the abundance? People living in the world of just enough are like, how can I stay right where I'm at? And then there's the people that live in the world of not enough. And what they're asking is, what should I do? They're all fear-based questions, scarce questions about save our ship. How do we save the world? How do we unite? Look, these 3 worlds are a matter of you determine what you see. You give meaning to everything you see. So all the answers are the same for all 3 groups. That's the funny thing, Peter and Kenny, right? It's like, let's put your mindset in the right place, your heart set, and you have control of both. You have control of your mindset. You have control of the heart set. And then let me work determinative upon what you want on the pragmatic side, consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously, in the man-made constructs of time, space, money, all the man-made constructs that you're worried about in this earth. Let me help you pragmatically get what you want.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing that, because you're absolutely right. There is that, it's almost like saying, are we in a friendly world, or are we in a world that's going to hurt me, kind of thing? So like you said, abundance and not with or less abundance. So I love the fact that that you're able to kind of put that in position or perspective for people. Kenny, I'm going to throw it over to you, because we got 5 minutes. So I'm throwing it back to you, Kenny.
Hey, David, thanks for coming on. That's so cool to see you. And I like what you just said. I totally agree with you. I'm lucky, probably like you. I'm a optimist. I'm not a pessimist, and I see the opportunities even in a situation like this. Anyway, so my whole foundation of being a great drummer, being able to work with like Elton John one day, Bon Jovi the next, Smashing Pumpkins the next. It's like those are all different corporations, and I have to be able to connect and communicate and collaborate with these people immediately. So my foundation is, as I look back on my career, is, it's always about teamwork. I mean, the drummer is like just one cog in the wheel, So, and I think that served me very well. That's why I get hired, because people realize I am a team player. Let's get Kenny on the team, because he's not only a great player, but he cares about the other people. And then and I speak about this when I do corporate speaking, how important it is to be a team player. And so, I just, you've been around, you've dealt with, teamwork for so long. And I just, would love you to be able to share with me something on that whole concept of teamwork and collaborating and communicating.
Absolutely. So number one, one thing I love about drummers is they're the heartbeat of the team. It's kind of like a linebacker on the defense. He's, Ray Lewis made everyone better around him.
Exactly.
Been blessed to be around some great drummers like yourself that really bring out the best in everybody else on the team. And I think that's the goal of a collective consciousness. So when I think of a team, I think of a collective consciousness based off of similar or core values that we're all living with. And if we can't articulate those values within the team, and those values to me are, is the team gracious? Are we all looking for the light, the love, and the lessons, the superpowers in each other? 2, forgiveness. You know, if you're going to get more than one human being together, you better have forgiveness, because we are imperfect beings, as you know. And then accountability is another portion of that team quality of, within the context of team, let's not look who's liable. Blame, shame, justification. Those 3 things will ruin any team. But accountability, everybody's stepping up. You know, look at the greatest sports teams. I know you're in the music realm, I'm in the sports realm. If you get a great team, and I remember when Russell Wilson lost the Super Bowl on the last play.
Yep,
right. That's why Seattle's so good, because Pete Carroll stepped up and said, I'm taking accountability for the call. I made the wrong call. Russell Wilson stood up. I made the bad play, right? Everybody stood up. They were accountable. Nobody said, oh, he did, she did, that did. Yeah. So accountability. Then the last thing you said, which is so important, is effective communication. And where as a team, I think we need to communicate is not only connect, communicate, and collaborate together, but let's make sure everybody's connecting, collaborating, and communicating with the greater source of power. Whatever that be for them, whatever religion or spiritual context they want to put it into, I want people on my team to look up, right? They don't look at the mountain, how we're going to go over it, under it, through it, around it, but what made the mountain, what walks with us as a team. And then, believe it or not, as hokey and as woo-woo and as maybe spiritual religious that might sound to you, don't let it, because I'm telling you, if you can get your team inspired, that's the best thing, because then they can allow that inspiration to come through them for the entire team, elevating others to elevate themselves, creating a new tide, a rise of the tide that really rise all ships of your team.
I love that. That last part, because, you know, I have felt that power of when you get out of your own body and your own mind, you go to this higher power, whatever you want to call it. And it almost has always given me, even in the most adverse, difficult situations, when you let that power come into you, actually, I feel at ease. I feel empowered. I feel healthy, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It's just like all this weight lifts, like, it's okay, Kenny. It's okay.
And financially, don't everybody discounts financial like it's a bad thing. I always, when I go down that list of mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, I add financially, right? That's just a
I love that.
A materialization of the feelings that you have. And so let's not be afraid or not worthy of actually raising wealth of everybody.
Dude, I love that. I'm adding financially, because I just felt lifted again. Yeah. I'm going to double my fee.
Me too, as well.
As fast as you can.
Okay, David, I know, listen, and I'm not jumping in. You stay as long as you want, but I'm going to throw this out at you right now. I know you're on Clubhouse a lot. So for anyone who's not on Clubhouse, Kenny's on Clubhouse. I'm on Clubhouse. I'm going to throw it out at you now. I hope that we get a chance to put a room together and chat about where these two worlds collide, because I think this is a very important conversation for all business owners, because I think what happens is that they see superstar athletes or superstar rock stars, and they think they don't have the same challenges to running the business as we do. And I think we are all in the same storm. We all have different boats, obviously, but we're all in the same storm, and we're trying to figure out how to navigate. Some of us are in battleships, some of us are in rubber dinghies, and we need to figure out how to navigate. So I'd love to bring that together on a Clubhouse. And I'm just throwing it out right now to the public. We talked about your philanthropy. I'd love to have a chance to talk more about your philanthropic endeavors. If you want to do a quick shout out about your philanthropic endeavors, please do that right now.
Absolutely. I'm going to add that whether you're a billionaire, millionaire, entrepreneur, celebrity, athlete, or entertainer, which incorporates everyone in that kind of entrepreneurial space, look, have the desire to must be what you can be. Enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. That's the magic ingredient. That's what people ask me, the backbone, the similarity, the commonality between all of those people, between Peter, David, and Kenny. We have a desire that we must be what we can be, our own potential. And leading to that, what we give is who we are. And so I am the chairman of Unstoppable Foundation, chief chancellor of Junior Achievement University with Bob Proctor, Brian Tracy, Jack Canfield, one of the greatest honors, but also 100 million alumni, young, small business people, giving them business projects, giving our mentorship. And last thing real quick too, Kenny, this will especially apply to you, as you know, you're a speaker and an author and a coach yourself. I've been dying about the difference between a mentor and a coach. And I would always make a joke, pass it off. I'd say the difference between a mentor and a coach is $500 an hour. and because I couldn't figure out the difference. And so, but I finally figured it out after all these years in sports. A coach is someone that brings the best out in you. They don't necessarily have to know that much or be better than you. They literally just bring the best. A coach will bring the best out of you, where a mentor will give the best of themselves to make you better, to allow you to be in a better situation or a better place. So I just wanted to add that in. Thank you. Let's do the clubhouse. I'm on every 6 a.m. on Fridays on a really big club. You come in anytime, but I'll create one with you guys. You're two of my favorite people. I love the vibe. I love the energy, and I love the mindset. I love you both.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, David. Thank you. Awesome seeing you, buddy.
Great to see you, my friend. We'll see you on the other side.
Is that 6 East Coast time or?
Oh, good. Yeah, so it's 6 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. East Coast time. Yeah.
I'm sleeping regardless, but I'll come on.
All right, cool.
I'll get him out of bed. I'll get him out. Thank you, David. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Oh man, how cool was that?
Cool? I love that guy. He's like that corny statement, a brother from a different mother, you know. But I mean, he's like, I love his energy. His focus is great. Great story. Yeah, he's my kind of people.
I 100%. And you know the things that he's thrown in there, like you have to be what you can be. You know, you must be what you can be. And
you know my line.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have that line. I'll never be as great as I want to be, but I'm willing to spend the rest of my life trying to be as great as I can be. And that's basically, you know, it's a humble. I don't mean I'll never be as great as I want to be. Like that's a bad thing. It's just there's so much to learn in such a short period of time. It's not possible to learn everything, and a lot of people get they get frozen, and they say, "Why bother?" But like those running backs, they don't get touchdowns every time they get the ball. They spend their entire career trying to get in the end zone. That's just the human condition. You know, you just go for it and try to get the most value out of life in this short period of time we have.
Absolutely. Hey, appreciate that. That's fantastic. Let me push you in a direction. I want to keep the show going. I like I said, though it's hard to get someone like David on, so I'm just so pumped. My energy is so high now. I love being around that kind of energy. It's very addictive, that's for sure. Let me push you in a direction, just talking about your journey again, the journey of you know, such an illustrious career in music, and it continues, by the way. And now the move into virtual, you know, corporate speaking and these kinds of things. I'm just curious, what are you most proud of with your journey so far, just overall? What are you most proud of?
I think what I've learned from doing work at trying to be a better man, whether that's mentoring, some coaching, reading, studying. As soon as the pandemic hit, I took 4 courses, and I remember people going like, "God, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Learning." And the next part of that is I really do care about inspiring people for them to be better people. And you know, it's the same thing playing drums. I play drums because it makes me feel good. I did that as a little kid, but then I noticed it made the people in the band feel good because they were picking up on this pure joy and energy. Most people know I have a lot of that, and so it made them feel good, and that made me feel even better. But then when the band is performing and the audiences are going nuts. And I remember when my career started, I'd look all the way at the end of a 20,000 seat arena and try to get the attention of the person way, way up there. If I got their attention, I could do that by doing like this. Yeah. And they go, me? I go, yeah. Can you imagine what that person felt all the way in the back? They had the cheap seats, but now they felt like they were on stage with me. They were being recognized. All right. So my point is, it made me feel good to make them feel good. Now, as a speaker, it's the same thing, except instead of doing it with drumming, although I do play the drums when you do these speaking events, but more importantly is like now I'm just doing the same thing, but I'm doing it with words. And so I love that. That is really important to me.
Yeah, this connection you're having, this connection, and you're collaborating with them, and I 100%, I understand that, and I love the fact that you point right to the back of the room. I saw, and I'll just throw a one-liner in there. I remember seeing a documentary about Garth Brooks, believe it or not, and he would do that. He would go up to the he would find out what the cheapest seats basically and the most obstructed seats were, and he'd go up and sit there during sound check and go, "How can I make this person feel special tonight?" And I thought, hey, so I know that you cut from the same cloth that way, thinking wise. And so on. Let me ask you this, because it's a lot of people are trying to run their business. They're trying to, there's words out there like pivot and change and shift and reinvent and all these kinds of things that business people are going through, and people in life in general, especially live musicians, trying to adapt and change and so on. So it hasn't been really, I guess, a positive feel out there, in the live music world and stuff. What keeps you optimistic these days? What keeps you hopeful? What keeps you optimistic these days?
Well, I have to say, I was born optimistic. I mean, I'm human, so when your body chemistry goes down, we're just a sack of chemicals. So, I mean, when you get down, but I have, and words are just ideas, and thoughts are just ideas, but feelings are the truth. Feelings are who you are, and so feelings are going to be more powerful than thoughts. But your brain, on the other hand, can recognize, wow, I'm down, I'm having a bad day. And there are things that your brain can tell you to do to hopefully pull you out of that funk. For example, eating right, exercise,
sure.
Surrounding yourself in a positive environment, positive people. You can make choices mentally that can help you get out of an emotional funk. And you can do the opposite too. You can keep yourself in the funk. So this is where the brain really can navigate the ship in a storm. So, I will do that for myself. If I start to feel at all a little bit like, I might need more sleep, more exercise, I better eat very strict. I'm a pretty good eater anyway, but even more so, maybe meditate, more exercise, sweat, get the hormones going, and so I have go-to things. The point is I'm in tune with this. I'm aware of how I'm feeling at any moment of the day. Now, let me show this as an example. Humans are feeling creatures. Mm-hmm. So if I went up to somebody and said, your dad just died, they'd go, oh, you'd literally feel ill. You'd feel weak. What if I say, I love you? God, I just love you. Mm. You would feel, wow, you get a rush. I even said it outwardly just now, and I stood up tall. Yeah. So words are powerful, and so that's why it's important to surround yourself with the right people, but also to say the right things to yourself too.
Absolutely. Like I said, when you're not feeling so good, not feeling hopeful, not feeling optimistic, you have to, like I said, figure out ways to trigger, what brings you around and so on. Hey, I got another surprise for you right now, because why not? Why not?
Come on, bring them to me. Let's go.
We might as well keep going with some fun here.
Like Christmas in February.
Listen here.
Uh-oh, this could be anybody.
Hello,
Ellie. It's Peter Clarke. How are you?
I'm fine since I last talked to you. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm talking to your son right now. Do you know your son? Do you know which one I'm talking to?
It's got to be one or the other. They look alike.
I know. I can't tell. They're identical twins. I can't tell. It could be Jonathan. Could be Kenny. I think it's Kenny.
Well, I'll talk to whoever is there.
Oh, listen, it's so nice to speak with you again. I just love speaking with you. And so if you want to say hi to Kenny, he is listening to you right now. So you can, I know I didn't want to put you on the video today and get your camera all set up. We thought we'd just give you.
What would you like me to say to him?
Well, here's what we're talking about with him. We're talking about the fact that he is, of course, he's a legendary musician, as you know, but he's moved into the world of speaking, and he speaks for corporations and organizations and so on. So when he was a kid, how about that? Tell us, was he a talkative young man? Was he a talkative young boy?
Oh, never shut up. Talked all the time.
Did he talk back, or did he talk about good things? What did?
No, they didn't talk back. I didn't let them talk back, but they talked all the time.
Yeah. What do you?
And, what would you like to know about him?
Well, what I wanted to know was like just your thoughts on this whole idea of I know that when you and I chat, we talk about a whole bunch of different things. I know that you've seen a whole bunch in your life. You've seen so much happen, and so many people are struggling right now, from moving from maybe one job to another or a career to another, and so on. How about that? How about what's your life advice about change? What's your major
about advice?
Yeah, your advice about change.
I heard somebody the other day say the one thing I learned about advice was never to give any.
But you give.
I mean, this is a time of great change in the whole world. It's really a rather odd time, and people are scrambling the way they didn't used to for some reason. I don't know why that is. You got any reasons?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking people are feeling overwhelmed. Some people are feeling overwhelmed, and
well, it's an overwhelming time.
It really
is not like anything we've experienced, right? So you don't know how to react to something you've never experienced before.
Yeah.
So my advice is be cautious all the time.
Be cautious all the time. But you know,
well, err on the side of being a little cautious and rather very aggressive. Then you're safe. Right. Well, let me ask you this about how, Kenny and Jonathan and Nina, the fact that the three of them are just spectacular. I mean, in their own verticals, everyone has done so super well. What kind of advice were you giving them when they were growing up to go in the directions that they did and be so successful? What kind of things were you telling? I don't know how I gave it, but I did make it quite clear that they followed their own heart, because the one mistake you can make as a parent to overwhelm and tell a kid what to do with his life. It's their lives, they follow their own, and in that way end up doing the stuff they like, right?
Right. And they become successful because they fall in love with, they follow what they love to do.
The thing is, if you choose the thing to do with your life that you enjoy, it may not lead you to great sums of money, whatever it is you want, but you will be satisfied and eventually get whatever you want. So you must do what suits you, not anybody else.
Absolutely.
Or what anybody tells you. I'm very big on that.
Yeah, that's fantastic advice. Kenny, talk to your mom.
Hey, Mom, that's cool to hear you say that, because I use that in my speech when I talk to people about realize your purpose, follow your heart. I mean, that is the ultimate biggest piece of advice you could give to anybody. So I guess you probably never heard me say this, but I listened to you and you were right.
Well, I think you're safest that way, because I'm very big on not ever telling anybody else what to do with their lives. It's not your business, right?
Well, wait a minute. Wait. Let's back up. You told me to do the dishes every day.
Only if the other people weren't doing them, that's all.
Exactly, and I would wait for the others to do them.
So do it first so you could get out of it when you could do it, try to get out of things.
It'd be like, Kenny, do the dishes. No, I'm practicing. I'm practicing the timpani, Mom.
I'm practicing. Try to get you out of lots of things.
Exactly.
I remember that once I had to undo some things of Daddy's, and I asked you for help, and you said, "Oh, I have to practice right now." That practicing got you out a lot of things to do in your life, a lot of things. You were too busy.
Yeah.
I think it paid off for him, though. Allie, don't you think?
Well, he seems to have gotten somewhere, someplace. I hear about it, so I guess it did pay off.
Yeah. A few people have heard about it. I totally understand. Ellie, I'm so excited that you were able to pick up the phone for us today. Listen, as you know, we are going to continue our private conversations because you and I, because you're not my new favorite person. You already know that. So I just.
All right, then don't forget to call me now.
I will call you. I will definitely call you. You take good care of yourself, okay? Thank you for joining us.
Bye, Mom. I'll call you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Kenny.
Oh, how cool is that?
That's amazing. It's funny. I called her this morning on the way here and said I'm doing this show with Peter, and she didn't give it up. Like she didn't even know. She still might not know, but you got her. That's the bottom line.
Listen, I love
so cool.
It is cool. And listen, I do that with the utmost respect because I'm telling you, we're standing on the shoulders of giants, right? All of us are. And your mom is certainly a giant, and your dad, you know, what your family did to bring you and your brother and your sister up, and everyone is successful in their own way and in different ways. And it's just a fantastic story and so on. Back to the show. Let's show everybody your studio. Now, you've worked on this for corporate events. Let's just at least show them. I have it up so that there's two separate angles here, so that you can move over to the drum kit. Let's talk about that and show us a little bit about that.
So when I do corporate speaking, I'm in front of people in the middle of the stage, but at some point I go to the drum set, which is the entertainment part, and to demonstrate some important things like creativity, innovation, I'll go and perform on the drum set. So I created that environment here. This is my recording studio right now, where I make records. I'm working on Joe Satriani's record right now, a drum book. I'm recording 12 songs for a drum book. I'm going to do my in there. I'm going to do my the audio version of my autobiography. I'm going to start that next week. Anyway, so over to my right is my drum set, and so I've got a camera on that, and so I can walk while I keep talking. I can walk over here and step into this environment like this.
Bravo!
And
well done.
Then everything is mic'd because this is my recording studio. Goes into the other room where Pro Tools is and has all the effects. And I take two outputs out and go into a mixer behind me. And I'll just give you an idea what it sounds like. I'm going to mute myself so it doesn't go through my lavalier mic here, but. That was a beat in 7/8 on Joe Satriani's new record.
I love this because, again, the setup. Just stay there for a second, Kenny. Stay there for a second. I love the setup because it gives that dynamic of being able to approach the presentation. I'm thinking in different ways. So I know that you had a monitor behind you, so I love that, the idea that you can put things up on your monitor. But then when you want to come over here, you have a monitor there as well, which is cool.
Yeah.
But then
that was my latest addition.
Yeah, I love that. So the kit.
What happened was I was looking over there, and it had a certain vibe. And one night, I stay here till sometimes 2 a.m. I'm sitting in my club chair over there, just kind of looking at everything like a director or a producer of a show, which you can relate to. And I just started to realize that this didn't seem as balanced with what was over there. So this monitor was my recent addition because I felt like it kind of ties the two locations together.
Yeah, it's fantastically done. I love the fact, and you're doing that yourself, by the way. I mean, that's the other thing. It's not like it was.
Oh my God! Yeah, I really probably should have two people here, but I'm running everything.
That's why I think that's fantastic. We've talked about this, and I love the fact that you want to know this stuff. That goes back to you wanting to be relevant and to stay current.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, you're learning the technology yourself so that you're not.
Absolutely. I spent 2 hours working on something last night. Usually I don't have time because I'm always flying. It's like my schedule's full, 7 days a week. A day off, I'll fly to do a session. So I have taken on a lot of new things that I would never have had time to do. But the bigger takeaway from that is, so last night I was working on some technology. I have a foot switch where I can advance. I usually put charts over here on an iPad. If I'm doing one of these big TV shows on Access TV or Kennedy Center Honors, usually it's paper. But now when I start to adapt it, well, all my charts, I take pictures and put them in the iPad. And I would just flip with my finger. I would flip to the next page. Problem with that is things can go wrong. So now I had to learn the technology. It's a simple concept, but they don't. The book, the instructional book was is not very good.
Well, there's a lot. Listen, there's a lot going on when it comes to producing something live. I know this because it's happening now. I mean, we're at the mercy of the internet. We're mercy of all kinds of different factors going on. And then you're trying to present, and then you're also trying to entertain and play and so on. So even with a producer, a virtual producer like me, you still have to work really, really hard. And that's part of the creativity and the innovation that you're constantly bringing to, to your talking and to your performing and so on. So I love that. I love the fact that you want to know this stuff, which is,
don't you feel like the takeaway is once you forget about the exact precise thing you're learning, it's the concept of you can solve problems. It's the bigger picture is that you're able to learn new things and apply them to what you do. And there are benefits. Sure, things can go wrong. The point is, you're teaching yourself to take on more, learn more, apply it, adapt, because in 2 years there'll be more things to adapt and apply. So you're building that muscle up. That's the bigger picture, is you're learning how to solve problems. Doesn't matter what area we're talking about.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Okay, let's bring you back to the other part of the studio. Come on over to the other part of the show. I love the fact that you can kind of move around like that. That's fantastic. There you are.
And then I have another button that can bring my my deck up on the full screen. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is.
I like it. The lighting, like the lighting thing was a very big problem. I didn't realize how important lighting was. And I had finally hired somebody who lights Entertainment Tonight, American Idol, a guy who's been doing it for 30 years. And he knew you add one more monitor or one more anything, and it affects everything. So it took a long time to figure out how to get me to pop out against this wall, to get that TV monitor to pop out. It's, without going into details, there's a lot involved. 2 days worth of lighting.
Well, I'm telling you right now, it looks fantastic, by the way. So, it looks spectacular. What I want to make sure that I do here is to put up your connection on LinkedIn so people see that. And for virtual speaking, by the way, you want to contact Chris at Cal Entertainment. So there's a phone number along the bottom. There's an email there as well.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
I just wanted to put that up for you, Kenny, because that's the person that people should reach out to if they want to connect with you. So anybody in the business world or anybody at all just wants to connect with Kenny in the sense of having him come on board as a speaker for one of your upcoming virtual events, reach out to Chris at Cal Entertainment, and I'll leave it running along the bottom for a little bit there. Hey, Kenny, there's so many people just commenting and stuff, and this is where I need like 5 or 6 people. I think there's an illusion out there, Kenny, just so you know, just so I was getting the fact that you run everything. I think there's an illusion with Red TV that everyone thinks like I must have 2 or 3 people here with me, helping me, and also, no. This is, it's just... This is, you're looking at the producer. This is So I'm trying to keep up with all these amazing comments, and everyone has been reaching out to you. And I look, Spain. I just look. There's Spain in the house. Wow. Big hugs from Spain. A pleasure to see you guys as well. Look at that, right? So in Spain or whatever, I already have my ticket. Look, for Kenny playing live very soon. Absolutely, we want to do that. Have him there for that. I think someone wants you for president. So there you go. Duncan wants you. There's Duncan. Duncan is tuned in.
Okay, Duncan, you want to be the vice president?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be a president of any country right now.
Oh, no, that's very, very true. Hey, we got Indianapolis in the house. Kevin.
All right.
We appreciate that. Thank you very much. Kenny means a lot to people in the back. There you go. I've been there and I've been up front. My net drum points at me. Whether he's pointing at me or not, it makes me feel great. So back to that point of like, hey, you're reaching out to that person in the back, right? So I love the fact that he recognized that and so on. And I couldn't agree with more with you, Elaine. Your mom is so awesome. Oh,
that's right, God. Elaine. She is. She's pretty amazing.
She is.
I was teaching her about the NFL football, the other day, and she's asking questions. I couldn't believe it. And then last night she threw me for a loop. She said, "Yeah." I said, "What position you playing today?" She says, "Left field with a glove." I went, "No, that's baseball." Go back.
She's trying. She's trying. God love her. She's trying, right? She's trying to stay in the conversation with you, which is what I love so much. I really appreciate that. Hey, listen, let's have some fun. I know you got to get back to recording, so I don't want to. I told everyone I'd keep Kenny for an hour, everybody, just so you know. And I knew we'd have your mom, and I knew David was able to join us. So I'm so grateful that he had a reconnect with you, Kenny. So we'll follow up with that one as well for sure. Let's have some fun. The last we've done a number of shows. And I don't know if I've done the section this or that with you. And the reason why I do this with guests on this show is because, it's one thing to reach out to people and you get to know them, as a public figure, but you don't really get to know them inside, like what some of their ideas and beliefs are. So I come up with something here that I think this is going to be so much fun with you. It's called Way No Way. Okay. So I'm going to make a statement, and if you agree with it, I want you to say way. Right. And if you don't, it's like, no way. Okay. So way, no way. And there's a few in here. I've only done it once with one other guest, and I'm going to use some of those so I can compare yours to his and see if you guys are even anywhere near close. Cool. So it should be a lot of fun. Hey, let's just try it out here. So way, no way. Poker is a real sport.
No way.
Why is that? Why is it on TV then?
Not, I think physical when I think sport. Physical.
I agree. I'm just saying.
I mean, maybe holding cards, throwing chips at your enemy. I don't know.
Okay. How about this? Way, no way. Tom Brady is overrated.
No way.
Yeah, no way, right? I'm just.
No way.
I know you're not. Are you a fan?
Seven Super Bowl rings. One Super Bowl ring, maybe luck. 7. That ain't luck. Success like that is not luck. He's not overrated at all. He's amazing.
Right. There you go. It's just
he can't do it himself. He has a team around him, but he's the type of guy. Some of the stuff like David was talking about, he motivates the team. He talks to all the players. He's humble. I mean, he could be a snob and a godlike. Not at all. He understands how important it is for him to interact with everybody, so that inspires other people to interact with the other people.
Absolutely.
He's a role model.
Couldn't agree with you more. Hey, the stats speak for themselves. How about this? The Rolling Stones are too old to tour.
No way. Tour.
No way. Totally.
Come on. Come on. I want to see them, even if they're in. Look at. They sound great. They're amazing.
I don't care if they were in chairs. I swear. I don't care if they're in a chair. I don't care. Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
No way.
No way. It's always. I only see it at Christmas time. It's weird. Yeah.
Die Hard. The title at Christmas. No way.
No way. Men gossip more than women.
No way.
I agree with that. I think you're right on the money with that. I think I spend some time I still play hockey and stuff, and you're in the dressing room, you listen to guys, you're like, I don't know. I agree with that. How about this? Pineapple is a great pizza topping.
No way.
Really?
Pizza and pineapple? Oh my God. No. I'm not saying it tastes bad, but it's just not pizza. Come on, pepperoni, sausage, tomato sauce, cheese. Maybe a mushroom, but not pineapple.
Okay, I'm just saying. It's
like adding ketchup to cat food. I mean, no.
Okay. How about this? There is life on other planets besides Earth.
Way.
Yeah, just from the numbers, right? Billions of stars with billions of galaxies. Come on, has to be something out there, right?
Yeah.
How about this? How about way no way? Clowns are scary.
No way.
No, you're not scared of the clowns? I don't know. When I see what clowns
scare me. No. No way.
No way. Everything is fair in love and war.
No way. No way. Really?
Yeah.
Everything's fair in love and war. No way.
No way.
Sorry. I mean, sad that it isn't, but it's just that's the reality.
Agree. Way no way. Hope is more important than freedom.
Oh, wow. That's a hard one. I want to say no way. I think freedom is hope is wanting to have freedom. freedom is you already got the hope. You know, freedom is everything.
Yeah. Okay. No, hey, there's no right or wrong with that.
Yeah. There's no, yeah, that's a tricky one.
That is tricky. Okay, finish the sentence for me, my fine friend. If I had a magic wand, the first thing I would do is
empower millions and millions of people to realize their purpose, to get the most value out of their life.
Oh, boom. That's a mic drop. I love that. Yes. Empower people to be their best, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Love
That's
that.
what I try to do when I speak. I mean, I'm just using me as an example. I'm just connecting the dots. I'm just saying, look, it worked for me, you know, but when you're aware of it, you can then go light speed, you know, you can go very fast and get more value out of your life. You know, being aware of that sort of thing is very, very important to get more value out of a life that you may have already had value. You can always do better. I don't care if you got whatever, no matter how great you can be. Like I said, I'll never be as great as I want to be. I'm willing to spend the rest of my life trying to be as great as I can be. Tom Brady, 6 Super Bowl rings that's great, but if I can get 7, I'm going to get 7. And if he can get 8, he'll get 8. Why not?
Right.
Get the most value out of life. By the way, that Super Bowl ring is I'm sure he doesn't like look at it every night. It's just that just represents a year of hard work, mind, you know, body, spiritual, physical, all of it, you know, mentally.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more. And I love the idea that that's what that's what you aspire to do with your speaking. I know you do it with your music because you inspire all of us. I know when I was learning the drums, I mean, and we're only a few years difference in age, but when you were already like a rock star when I was trying to learn how to play drums, and you know, it was you and Ringo Starr and Charlie Watts from the Stones. I mean,
that's
those
good
are
company.
That's great. Hey, well, you played, you've played with the Stones and you played with Ringo Starr, and
I'm about to work with an engineer in El Paso, Texas, who was on the Bridge to Babylon record. He was working in Keith's room, and I was on that record for 2 weeks playing percussion and doing Charlie Watts' solo record in the back room playing percussion, weird stuff, you know, like buckets and weird percussion. And that guy, Rob Faboni, I'm going to be working with. It's funny you mentioned that. I'm going to work with him at the end of April and May, a super group with people from, like, you know, I can't really mention everything a lot, but there's like maybe from Guns N' Roses, Alice Cooper, you know, they're bringing these people together to create this really cool band behind a new artist.
Yeah, and they don't just reach out to any drummer, just so you know. They reach out to Mr. Kenny.
Team player, man. I'm a team player. I'm a motivator.
Absolutely. Listen, my fine friend, I can't thank you enough. I always have so much fun, bringing your story to life, and I love you sharing all your insights and and the things that you've been through with your career with other people. And I know you're very generous with your time that way. It looks like we can we'll definitely be following up with David and maybe jumping on some other conversations.
Clubhouse. Let's do.
We'll be doing some of those, and we'll be reaching out to other people. So super appreciate your time. I wish you and your family, of course, great health and obviously success. And Gina, of course, say hi to Gina for me. And of course, like I said, I just have so much fun, and I'm looking forward for us doing it again. Thanks to everybody watching here on LinkedUp on LinkedIn. We are also on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and all kinds of things. Please go out and check out KennyAronoff.com. You can reach out to Kenny that way. Of course, he's also even on LinkedIn. You can reach out. So if you're a C-suite, you have an organization, you got some cool things coming up, what better way to bring your team together than a virtual conversation with like a living rock star, a literal rock star. My fine friend, it's always been a pleasure. Before we go, I'm going to get you to choose a final video for me. I got 2 videos to play us out. I can show you a little bit of Necker Island with my visit to see Richard Branson, or I can show you a little bit of a trip to Rwanda. I'm going to leave it up to you.
Wow. I want to see Necker Island.
Hey, you want to see Necker Island? Okay. Well,
yeah, I almost ended up there once.
We'll be back. We'll be back. Don't you worry. I'm working on that. We got things to do. There's lots of things to do.
I want to
absolutely. Everybody, thanks for joining us. Please follow up with all of us. You got any more questions about reaching out to Kenny? If you can't get a hold of him, somebody in his team will get back to you. And if not, reach out to me and we'll figure something out. Kenny, you take good care of yourself. We'll see you on the other side, my fine friend.
All right, take care, everybody. Thank you.
And just a reminder to everybody, as we always say, right? Be kind out there. Just be kind out there. We'll see you next time. Here's a little Necker Island for you. Cheers.